is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm
Oh,
married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious intro. Your
Jesus.
chair is extremely loud. This is a serious intro because this is the power of the DC hierarchy changing right before our eyes. This is Black Adam, the review. Lightning bolt. Anyway, Shazam!
Shazam! I really like. God damn this chair.
Yeah, my chair's loud too. So
try and
let's
sit, yeah.
let's get into it. Black Adam. That's all we're talking about for episode 68. Just a review of Black Adam.
Just a review of this craptastic crap. Can I start real quick? I want to make something clear.
I think we're gonna have very interesting takes.
We
on this
are,
movie.
but I want to. Before I do anything, I want to caveat a little bit. I know that I've been accused of being a Marvel shill. Both of us have. Now, I relate more to the characters. Honestly, who the fuck relates to Superman or Batman? Nobody I fucking know, because nobody I know is an alien or a rich playboy who dresses up like a bat to fight crime.
If you only look at Superman like that in a reductive way, if you look at Batman in a reductive way like that,
how
you
else am I
can't-
supposed to relate to
You
him?
can't relate to childhood trauma. You can't relate to trying to do the right thing and feeling like an outsider, because that's what Superman and Batman are like.
Yeah, but when I feel like my childhood trauma is getting in the way of things, I can't just destroy the planet.
But you're a normal human. Bruce Wayne is a psychopath.
So, but I want to say this. Like, I know I've been accused of this, and I'll say this. I liked this movie a lot more than I thought I would. I did go into it based on some of the things I had heard, and also the fact that who fucking cares anymore? It's been 15 fucking years.
Yeah.
And all DC stuff. But I just wanted to put that caveat out there. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. And I know I've been accused of being a Marvel shill, and I'm going to get more of it after this episode.
You are a shill, yeah.
I relate to the characters more. But yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that. Now let's get into it. I fucking hated this movie. No, I didn't hate it.
Spoiler free. Let's just kind of talk about it, and then we'll get into pizza time.
Do we get to do pizza time ourselves because we're in a different
Yeah,
location?
because we don't have the equipment that we usually have.
Pizza time.
Pizza time. We'll get there. Spoiler free. I think it's one of those movies that I enjoy it, and I fully accept all criticisms of it. I don't have any like veneer over it. This movie is not a great movie. It's an okay movie.
It's not bad. I mean,
it's a good time waster. Like, honestly, it's an entertaining movie. It's a fun movie. Like, I joked about with you about when we got out of the movie. I said I liked it until they talked. And for the most part, that holds true. The dialogue is really the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems of this movie.
Talk about. I hope the quartering does pew pew quip about this.
Yeah.
Because Jesus.
Just, you can clearly tell it's like, okay, we're going to go for a little bit darker tone, but we also got to put in the Marvel humor. And look, even Marvel's humor is getting tired at this point. It's okay. And you had something to say about it when we got out of the theater as well that you wanted to mention in the podcast.
This is a great way for me to look at it. Is when you're younger, Jake and I are very similar. When we were growing up, we were always considered the funny one. We just have a ability or gift or whatever to just
cool
say stuff
shit.
that makes I'm saying like we're wittier than some
class
others.
Clown types.
Exactly. And when you're young, you don't get that sometimes less is more in comedy, in humor. And sometimes when you're young, you drive the joke into the ground.
Maturity
right
to figure that out.
Yes, you get mature. Okay. Every time this movie like did something good, it did something equally bad to almost negate it. That's my problem with it.
And again, I totally valid.
And there were a lot of good. There were a lot of good things in this.
Yes, but I was sitting there and like groaning, not out loud, but like in my head, being like, "What are we doing?" Like, I'm not saying that I didn't have those thoughts either, and I think again. You're right. I think a lot of it is there's some really cool moments, and then it gets undercut almost immediately. And the thing is, this movie, when it goes 100 miles per hour, I'll give it that. This movie's 2 hours, and it's a clip, man. Like, And honestly, I liked how they did his origin story, and they kind of did with the Deadpool thing of like splitting it up and having flashbacks and just kind of throwing you into him being Black Adam.
Yep.
Like, I really dug that, and there are things that I enjoyed, but it is a little frustrating because I feel like DC is on the right path, but they're just not getting it quite yet.
Can I say this? I will say this about the movie is that I'm actually more excited about the direction that DC movies are going now, having seen this, which is an odd thing to say because you're like, I thought you said you didn't like the movie. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just there are enough flaws to not make it a great movie, and it could have been a great movie. Can we start off with the fact that somehow they gave Hawkman Black Adam / Superman power levels, clearly. Because he's the guy who went up against Black Adam every time.
Okay.
Why?
I understand.
Nobody in the comics has ever said to Hawkman,
Tyler,
the world needs you.
Tyler.
Nobody's ever said to
Tyler.
Hawkman, the world needs you.
Tyler.
Nobody.
We've had this discussion about power levels, and power levels only matter to whoever's writing the characters. You know that.
Whatever. Way to get rid of the best character. Oh, what shit? See,
Okay, but then
can
how?
we just get into spoilers?
Well, then how the fuck are you going to fight Black Adam? And we've already said we're not doing Shazam. Then who the fuck else is supposed to fight Black Adam?
Right.
So you got to have Hawkman have that power level, obviously, for the movie.
Do you?
How many
You couldn't
times
have-
have we
you
had
couldn't
this
have
discussion
had-
on this show
I'm
that
saying-
writers create power levels? So who wins in a fight between the Hulk and Superman? The fucking writer decides.
I know that, but that's very true. But I'm saying there are other characters in the DC
that
universe
yeah, okay.
that you could bring in
Sure.
who would be on that power level and be like, okay, that makes sense.
Sure. I understand.
Also, if you've ever read Hawkman's
and by the way,
origin,
yeah, fuck it. Let's just pizza time. We're in spoilers. We're gonna go into spoilers.
we're gonna do this right now.
So if you haven't seen Black Adam,
pizza time.
yeah, pizza time. Go see it and then come back and listen.
So if you've ever read the origins of Hawkman, you know that there's like 3 different ones. There's the one where he's an alien. There's the one where he's possessed by a spirit of an old Egyptian god.
There's one where he's a lawyer.
Yeah. Here's
Sorry, that's Harvey Birdman.
no. Here's the thing. There was a couple things in the movie, like when they dropped Nth Metal, which is like the thing that makes Thanagar such a military might in the galaxy. That was cool.
There's some cool moments in this
There's a
that tie
lot
to
of
the
cool
broader
moments.
DC universe.
I could have done it completely without Atom Smasher. Fuck off, dude. Get the fuck out of my. Get out.
You didn't like him because he was the
Get
comic
out.
relief?
Get out.
Go on.
Get the fuck out of my movie right now with your bullshit. I like this girl.
You and I are totally different. I was shipping that all movie. I wanted to see those two together. Well, that's the thing.
And why is it every time that Cyclone uses her powers, you have to have that fucking 300 like the
dude who directed this went to like the Zack Snyder school of directing? Like, holy fuck! Like, it was like the Snyder
Either
cut
that or-
where I'm sitting there going like, okay, I understand
Get to
flashes.
it.
I get that the flashes scene has got to be slow mo to really show how fast he's moving, or whatever. And I like this. Honestly, when they had the paint it black and Black Adam was doing that slow mo scene, was fucking rad.
That was really again one of the great parts of the movie, right?
When the movie is moving, it's fun. When they talk, it sucks.
Yes, and then all that's done, and he starts talking to somebody, and it's
It's
like,
like,
all of a
oh no, stop talking, get to action.
or no, all of a sudden he's hurt.
But that's
Huh?
the thing. But that's the thing. I think the script knew that, like,
I think the script was written by about 70 different people.
Yes.
That's the fucking problem.
well, because
here.
this movie's been in development
DC.
for fucking 15 years.
Fuck DC.
God,
I'm sorry I said that, but seriously, fuck you guys for not.
Well, I just
Jesus.
look. I kind of like what they're honest. Like 100%, I like what they're doing with the DCEU and somehow having connective tissues.
Sure.
But then still letting it be like you could watch Black Adam without watching any other movies and totally be fine.
Boom.
And DC should do more of that. However, you can't just get away with your spectacle. Because while the spectacle was great, it's going to turn a lot of people off, like you and me, because I totally understand why the dialogue is a problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So you have to be a little bit better than that. I'll give them credit.
We can't hear you.
Oh my god, dude. We'll get to that. I'll give them credit.
Hey, when you direct a kid,
For me, they made
Well,
an entertaining and engaging Black Adam
Yes,
story,
yes.
which is very hard to do because I just recently started paying attention to Shazam. Like, I
Okay.
didn't read a Shazam comic until around the New 52 when he was like joining up with the Justice League and stuff. And Jeff Johns, I didn't really read any Jeff Johns stuff, but that's the closest thing I know of Shazam. And I love that first movie. I
Yeah.
think the second movie looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to
we
see
saw
that.
a preview beforehand.
Like you and I were talking, like when these movies embrace the comic bookness of it,
Yes.
it's so fun. And I can never hate on the movie for doing that. This movie said, you know what? We're a fucking popcorn superhero movie. We're not fucking Shakespeare. Let's just do this. And I'll always give them credit for that. They commit to a tone.
As a comic book fan, I loved this movie because it showed like a bunch of different characters that I
when did you think you'd see
like to
fucking
see.
Dr. Fate in a movie, dude?
no shit, right? And you remember off air, I was telling you because I saw the pop and I was like, what the fuck is that helmet? I gotta say, after this convinced, great design for the helmet actually.
Without the eyes? Yeah, I think it looks better with that. Dude, when we're going to jump around.
Yeah. Oh,
At the end, when he's fighting, is it some Sabaku?
Sabak. I
Sabak.
guess.
Sabak.
Whatever. The really bad CGI monster that looked like it came out of Metal Gear
But
Solid
that scene when
1998.
he's fighting him and it keeps showing the shot of the helmet, and every time he punches the helmet, it opens up to a different Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was fucking cool, dude. There's so much cool shit in this movie, but
Yes.
it's weighed down by this paper-thin plot. And again, just like comic books, and why I think it very much embraces what it is, I've read comic books where I'm like, like some of it is just like, this is fluff, but this art looks fucking amazing,
Yeah.
and and this thing is just moving, and this
Yeah.
is fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm
Yeah.
reading this. I'm watching this, and I can look past, and this is exactly how I thought I'd feel about this movie. I can look past its flaws to still have fun with it.
And can I say, like, the first time, like, I knew going into it that I knew that. Here's the thing. I wanted to have a good time, and I also didn't want to just like shit all over something that I knew you liked.
You
know,
never
or that
want a
you
movie
were-
to be bad.
Right. I didn't go into it going, oh man, I hope this is just shit so I can shit all over it on the podcast.
But deep
No.
down, you wanted the content. I know.
I did want it to. I mean,
We
there
can
is-
have our spouts. 'Cause
There
I'm
is
sure
a
you,
certain sense of self-satisfaction, yes, at the end of the movie going like, yeah, fucking I knew that was going to suck, you know? But there's also a part of me that was like, I want to be entertained and I want to see something good. And here's what I'll say.
It's got a Venom quality to it.
Here's the big issue. I can give you the problem with this movie in one sequence of events.
Black Adam.
When
Just
Black,
exi-
when
just a
Black
movie
Adam
about Black
is
Adam?
released from the water at the end,
Yeah.
okay? Why the big fight scene with his? Why just take it off and say Shazam? What the fuck is with all the other extra shit? He fights with a bunch of dudes, and then he has to get through this thing,
Yeah.
and then he has to float like 100 feet up, which probably got the bends. You know, I mean, let's talk about science. What the fuck? And then after all of that, they go back to the fight, right?
Yeah.
And then after all of that, they show him again, still almost to the. Just fucking. Here's what you do, motherfuckers, okay? Fuck. God damn it. Here's what you fucking do. If you want to have the extra stuff where he fights all the guys and then jumps for the thing.
I thought that was stupid because it's like he's not even super powered. He's just
Right.
he's just a
Right.
5,000
And he's
year old
getting
guy.
shot. Thank you. Anyway,
Yeah, I thought that was stupid.
but if you want to have all that, okay, fine. And then he comes out, but you did not need to go back to the fight and then come back to him. All you needed to do was show him floating to the surface, and then at some point he comes back to the
He's
battle.
at the top of the wall. It's just his hand.
You
yeah.
can infer everything else. Well, only stupid people are going to see him not at the surface and then see him in the fight and go, well, did he say Shazam underwater? Those are the people who vote for assholes. Those are the people who need to stop driving. Sorry, I'm very passionate.
I want to talk
takes
about
on this
the
fucking
plot.
damn thing.
As thin as the plot is, I do want to talk about it. It does have a twist that I figured out right away because when he's talking to his father, I'm like, that's The Rock's. You could, even with the
Yes.
accent in a different language, I'm
And
like,
they didn't
that's
show
The
him,
Rock. But
right.
They never showed his face.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I will say,
Yeah.
the twist
Mhm.
of him, you know, his son actually being the true champion and then his son giving him the power is in line with the New 52 origin of Black Adam in a sense. I wish they would have gone the way of the comic because the comic is more cold and like makes Black Adam more of a villain, is like he should be. Because in the comic, the Rune is able to make him into Shazam.
We don't kill people. Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, but we'll cause millions of dollars in property damage. But in the comic,
Not your country, not your kid.
the Eternium Stone is what turns him into Shazam, I think. And his son is holding it, and it's gonna save his son. And Teth Adam is dying, and then Teth Adam puts his hand up and takes it from his son, and then he gets the power of Black Adam. So I thought they were gonna do that. But to have it be the twist that it is in this movie, I think works well, and it made a hell of a lot more sense. Because I remember they're sitting through this movie, and you see the kid that's the slave, and you're like, okay, so we're gonna do like we do with how Black Adam is in the comics. Billy Batson's a kid that becomes Shazam, and vice versa with Teth Adam. I'm like, okay, fine. So yeah, he becomes Black Adam. He gets saved at the end after he has the Eternium, the magic shit that's in this movie.
Why don't you just call it unobtainium, you fucking hacks?
Just go for it.
Fuck. Anyway.
So yeah, this whole time we're led to believe that this kid that fought and tried to get the rights of these slaves is The Rock. Then we find out it's not The Rock. It's the son, or the son was the original Shazam. And the father is this Shazam. He's not the real champion. Yeah. The thing with that, it made a lot more sense when that was revealed, because I was like, you're going to tell me this kid who just wanted to get people rights is this stone cold murderous wizard now? Yeah. And I was like, there's got to be it's clearly got to be tied to his dad, because they didn't show his face. It sounded like The Rock. And then the twist happens and you're like, oh, okay.
Couple things about that. Number one, I think the best part of the twist was when it was revealed that the statue was of his son and not him.
Yeah, that was great.
That was the best part of it. At first, I thought that maybe they were two people in one body, like Firestorm.
Firestorm, yeah.
Which I was like, that's not comics at all, but okay, that's better than whatever the fuck they're trying to do here.
There's a new character right now in the comics called White Adam, and
really,
yeah, it's a. It's even worse. Like, a lot of people criticized it because it was a black character becoming White Adam. And people are like, doesn't this kind of look like a bad look? And then I was like, I'm sure out of context this looks bad, but I'm sure there's some reasoning behind it. But it's just a weird thing that I noticed in current DC comics. And I haven't read anything.
And the other thing, too, did they use a body double for The Rock when he was not The Rock?
Oh, yeah, they did a deep fake for sure.
Well, I'm saying, the
deepfake actually didn't look bad.
I couldn't have told, and to me, it could have been like, hey, we're gonna film all the scenes.
Oh yeah,
don't work out for a week.
No, I think there's no way.
Right, he works out 7 hours a day
with dots on his face
every day.
Just mapped The Rock's face to his head. Like, how big is your jawline? Could it be as big as The Rock's? Okay, there you go. There's your body double.
What a hunk of man!
It's crazy the technology we have now that we could put. Here's the problem, though. It's hidden. It's such a fucking was it Hidden Valley or whatever? No, that's
Hidden Valley Ranch.
That's Ranch.
Or are we
Uncanny Valley,
or are we talking about the flower of womanhood, the Hidden Valley Ranch?
You know the ranch of the movie. It was some uncanny.
Yeah, where they were raising the goats.
Yeah, there's some uncanny valley though, because I'm like, I know The Rock is much bigger than this man. I know it's not The Rock, but whatever. I think it worked well. It looked good.
The only CGI I had a problem with, honestly, was that final character. That looked like shit.
And that is a big criticism I have of this movie that I think you'll have as well. Who fucking cares? Like, the Sabak shit? You could have just ended with him. It would be anticlimactic of a third act, but it would be different to be like...
That's what I thought it was. The end was that they put him away. And then
But then you don't get the cool shot of him in the classic costume, which I'll be honest, that classic costume looks fucking rad. Like, it looks good on him.
If you want to say, I'm not connected enough with the character to know whether or not he embodied the character fully or what, but I think he did a good job.
And in what I know. In the main DC continuity, they've been making Black Adam more of an anti-hero recently, and it's because of this movie. Like, they already preempted it in the DC canon.
And I got a question. Here's what I got a question.
Sure.
I got a question you, Dwayne Johnson, for a couple of reasons. Out of all the wonderful superheroes out there, out of the amazing superheroes, when you were a kid, You saw Black Adam and thought, that's what I want to be. Okay, that's fair, but did you read any of the stories? If you did, you might have been like, fuck this guy.
But this is the thing. I thought that was perfect casting to get him as to me, he looks like Black
You
Adam.
can't get anybody else.
He looks like a dude.
You know what? I don't give a shit about the pointy ears.
I don't care about the hair either. I don't care that he's bald. And look, fair criticism. Is The Rock just being The Rock in this movie? At times, yeah.
A little bit, but
He actually, I'll give him credit. He actually didn't do bad with the emotional beats of this movie.
no, and he was, you know, when they were wanting him to be sinister and everything, like he was really good at that and cold.
When he fucking catches the bullet and says your magic is weak, I was like,
Yes,
and,
right?
Or when and I will say this.
There were so many
this
good
movie
parts.
was originally rated R, and they cut it down. And I'm going to say they got away with a lot of shit in a PG-13 movie because he melts a man to a skeleton in his hands, and you see most of it.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool. Like your magic is
if there's
weak,
one
and then he just
if there's one big like that I want to give this movie, it was that first fight scene. Now, when he shows up and he's down, you know, kind of crouched around in his thing and stuff, and they're all like, you know, trying to make the quip like, boss said it's you, boss said it's you. Fuck.
yeah.
Anyway, but then when he stands up and he does that, like your magic is weak in the alternate, you know, in the
Kandaki
alternate language.
Alternate language. Is it would you say Kandaki? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it fake? Is it like Wakanda?
I have no idea. Because Wakandan is Zosha. It's an actual language.
Well, I mean, but I think Kahndaq is fictional in DC Comics, but I could be wrong.
But I'm pretty sure it is. But maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole sequence, the way he moved like so fast, like that's how you show a super fast character.
But and again, that's the thing I'll give this movie credit. It leaned into what it knew it was good at. And this is the guy that did Jungle Cruise, the director.
Oh,
and
okay. I liked Jungle
Jungle
Cruise.
Cruise is an okay movie. It's an adventure movie.
Rock was pretty good in
and
it.
that's, again, this guy kind of reminds me a lot of Snyder. Zack Snyder knows how to shoot the fuck out of an action scene. I'll always give him that. And this movie, when it is in motion and people are fighting and there's action, it fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
There's some pretty badass parts there.
There's so much shit
But
that
then
weighs
let's
it
stop
down.
and talk and make a quip.
Yeah.
Let's make Atom Smasher a completely inept superhero for laughs.
Well, you guys liked Ant-Man. See, this is the problem. I think the problem is when you have Marvel and DC that have always been ripping each other off for all these years, you have constant comparisons, right? Isn't Cyclone just storm but tornadoes? You know, some stupid shit that I've seen people say online. And I'm like, well, that's reductive. You could say that about any
Well, it
character.
depends. Honestly, if we're
But it's
talking
like,
about
just
Cyclone,
because you have a Giant Man character in Ant-Man, in Atom Smasher, doesn't mean he has to be like Scott Lang. Doesn't mean he has to be quippy. And maybe he is in the comics. I don't know.
I really don't either.
But he was clearly comic relief. And you're right. The movie, when it hurts itself, is when it tries to do comedy. Not every... Look,
It adds in shit that doesn't need to be there. Yep.
Sometimes it works. And like you said, less is more. Because when you try and be this Joss Whedon, quippy Marvel humor shit, it just... You're going to turn people off. And I understand people that don't like this, that think like, if you eliminate every movie that's come out in the last 10 years and this movie's great, I'm like, sure, you can make that criticism. And that's why. Because you have those moments and you're like, we got to go to a joke because that's... I can see why people think these movies are made by algorithms.
That's the main
are.
criticism that I have of the movie, to be really honest. If you just... I think if the movie didn't try as hard as it did,
yeah.
if it leaned into what it was good at, like we were talking about, the action sequences, and maybe made the dialogue a little less exposition-y, sometimes it was.
Yes.
And
a
you're
lot
like,
of voiceover.
Can I just say this,
That
too?
happened 3 times. They voiced... Oh, no, maybe 4 times.
When Dr.
They
Fate-
voice-overed fucking flashbacks.
Yeah, when what's his name, and when Hawkman and Dr. Fate are talking and they're talking about him dying or whatever, like I don't need that scene at all in the movie. I know you're trying to create a shared like history between these two characters,
Right, they're friends.
but to be honest, you've already done that. You already did that earlier in the movie.
Man.
Why are you doing it again and hit me over the fucking head with like, oh, and you know
how they handle... Maybe I can help you with this because you're so frustrated right now.
because
But
then the whole
here's why.
speech when he
Here's
goes
why.
to kill, yeah.
Here's why. Because you really like the JSA stuff. And I think they did a really good job of bringing in the JSA in this movie.
True.
And the JSA could be argued as the best thing about this movie, and that's why you're frustrated because
they fucked it up,
when they drop them in, and like everybody kind of criticized it being like, well, they're pretty much like the X-Men here. I'm like, fine, that's okay. I like that idea. It's something new.
Okay.
And yeah, you're right. They've got to they have to make a broad scene for the rest of the audience to be like, see, these two have been friends for a while, even though you're right. They already did it in that fight scene. They already did it when they did the team up thing and got in the jet. But it can be frustrating because they're so up and down with the JSA because there's things that they nail. Like, I fucking liked Hawkman in this movie. I love I think Dr. Fate did a well enough job in this movie. I think Pierce Brosnan did a great job.
Yes,
He's a great actor.
I loved Dr. Fate. I loved Cyclone. I got
Why
tired.
do you hate Hawkman?
I got tired of Hawkman and Adam
They kept
Smasher
fighting too
so
much.
quick.
They kept fighting too much. I
Just
will say that.
Hawkman, just first of all, like, who are you supposed to be? Which one are you going to be? Are you going to be
They never said his real name, did they?
Carter?
Oh, they did.
Well,
Carter, yeah.
okay, the Thanagar, when he's Thanagarian in the comics, it's Cotter Hall, Hol. And when and on Earth he spells it Carter Hall. But when he's the Hawkman that's possessed by the Egyptian spirit, he's a guy named Carter Hall who got possessed or whatever. So my question is, I mean, I'm assuming you're kind of making it part of that, but really, you more than anything, didn't you just make like a Batman?
We had a Hawkman in this movie?
Hawkman was Batman. He had a huge fucking estate. He had all this money to do whatever he wanted and have his cool jet and shit, just like Affleck did in the Justice League. The only difference, the only thing is that he had wings and that fucking nth metal and
my
shit.
assumption was that was like an estate that was run by Waller that he was living on. That was my. I don't know if that that's just what I.
It
drew
said
from
Hawkman's estate though.
Oh, it did. Yes,
Yes.
it did. And it
Yes.
did. Yeah, because then it
In
said
Louisiana. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. That it was. In
So that's my big criticism. You don't do anything with Hawkman that makes me go, oh, cool. Finally, I get to see Hawkman on screen.
I thought
It could have been any
Hawkman.
fuck. All four, except for maybe Dr. Fate, all four of the JSA could have been any other fucking 4 DC characters. I wouldn't have given a shit.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
See, that's
off,
where you and
man.
I are completely different because I really like the JSA stuff.
I did too, but I'm saying like you didn't do anything with them to make
them
them
unique.
You
I don't
didn't.
know. I think they did a good. I think Cyclone was cool. I think
like
they
I
did
said,
a lot with her.
I liked Cyclone and I liked Dr. Fate. I did not give a shit about.
See, that's totally opposite of how I felt about Hawkman because I fucking
I was
dug
tired of
Hawkman.
him. Every time he tried to stand up to Black Adam, it's like in the comics, he fucking wastes
it's
you.
like you were-
he wastes you.
It's like you were saying.
Yeah.
When
Why
we
am I
were
so
getting out of the
pissed?
theater when you said that Aldous Hodge did a great job with what he had.
Yes.
Aldous Hodge elevates that role for sure. But I will agree, there are times when you're right, it is too archetype when he's just like, I'm the fucking no nonsense leader, and any plan, a bad plan is better than no plan.
I'm gonna potentially.
We're gonna have this weird pro wrestler standoff with Black Adam for the 4th fucking time. They had 2 fight scenes because they had the one with the whole JSA, then they had the one in the house, which actually I liked the one in the house because that was more creative.
Yeah.
And so that again, the action works in this movie. It's just you're right. The character moments just don't quite gel.
Can I ask you a question? And be honest with me.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Hawkman in this movie and Batman in Justice League besides the wings? Give me one other difference, and I will shut the hell up. And everything.
No, I don't think you're wrong in an assessment that
he's also black and not white, but
Yeah, well,
not that it matters.
obviously.
It doesn't matter. to me.
Well, one's a bat and one's a hawk. That's the big difference.
you nailed it.
Yeah, got you.
Nailed me.
Fucking don't you ever talk about the Man in Black like
Well, I'm
that
done.
again, you son of a bitch.
No,
Can
but
we address the catchphrase shit? Because my God, this movie.
Okay, no. When
When
he
it was used, it
when he
worked.
dropped the guy and
When he rips the man, when he literally grabs the demon man
Right.
by the horns. and
That's
rips his
directly
head-
from the New 52, although in the New 52 it's much more gory because it's like some D-list villain that he just tears in
Yeah,
half.
and when he does it and the lightning runs through it, he's like, makes his
Yeah.
rock
Yeah.
face. It's fucking cool.
That was
It's
one of the
Man
a
in
great
Black
movie.
sent you. Great
Yes.
part. But again, it kind of undercuts a little bit because we had to make those 2 or 3 jokes about his catchphrase.
Wait a second though. When he's flying along after the bikes and he drops the dude and
funny.
says and he doesn't finish it.
That was funny.
That was a legitimately funny moment that wasn't forced.
One of the few times the comedy
it was
works.
forced by so many other scenes.
One of the few times.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got to address this before we forget about it. Who directed the kid when he's trying to whip up the
so the end of the
conduct
movie,
survivors?
when he's trying to like rally the people to fight these
Can you
like
at least
demon
look like
warriors.
you're yelling?
He is trying to yell to a group of people.
I don't know if he was trying to yell.
While there's a demon tearing up and there's explosions and everything, he's putting his hand up in a triangle. He's like, and okay, sure, he ADR'd this scene, no problem. But usually you have a director in there to give someone some direction to be like, you're shouting. This kid sounds in a sound booth going, come on, guys, let's do it.
The
for
actor,
conduct.
while he
What
was being filmed doing it, looked like that. Come on, guys, let's. He didn't look like he was shouting or desperate to get these people.
My guess is maybe they were shooting during COVID and they had to shoot it
It was a
differently.
reshoot. It was a bullshit
Maybe it
reshoot
was thrown in last minute.
that
sure.
Dwayne Johnson insisted on.
But anyway.
Well, look, you got to make sure that the hero is the deputy.
The Rock says you gotta have a kid screaming to bring back Black Adam.
Hey,
Now, why did Mike Rock
Dwayne,
go into Stone Cold?
Hey, Dwayne, right? Hey, Dwayne, no offense.
It doesn't matter what you think.
And I know you're probably going to kill me, but get the fuck out of my booth. Get out of my editing booth. Get out.
Then you get the fucking rock bottom, bro. The people's elbow. Also, I will say, kind of poetic justice that a man who called himself, when he wrestled, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, and now he's Black Adam. Look at that.
Which one came first, though? You know that
he was saying that in the 90s,
chose.
man.
You know that he chose the electrifying part because he liked Black Adam so much.
Yeah, because when he read it as a kid, he wanted shut the fuck up. I don't.
That's what bugs. Shut up, man.
I hate when actors do that shit.
Well, I've just.
Even if you are, I don't fucking care. Just
Not
play the
saying you're
role.
not lying. I'm not saying you are lying. I'm not saying you're telling the truth. I'm not saying either one. And please, if I ever meet you on the street,
Hey,
be merciful, Dwayne.
The Rock is look. Honestly, no
we don't
bullshit.
think it totally sucks.
No bullshit. I think The Rock is a really good guy. I think he's like legitimately a celebrity that I think does a lot of good, and I think he's a good person.
I like seeing him in movies.
But his
I've
movie
only seen a
selections
couple.
are not the best.
Now, Jungle Cruise was fantastic. I thought
I enjoyed it.
It was a perfect
Like I said,
summer
same director. So.
perfect summer movie. I can even, you know what? I can even look past the fact that it's based off a goddamn ride.
So is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, and I fucking hated the Pirates of the Caribbean. Fuck Johnny Depp and all that shit.
Wow. Black Adam has a 41% in Rotten Tomatoes. As we're recording this on a Saturday afternoon.
Is that the critics one? Because you know the audience score is much higher.
That's the critics, 41%.
What's the audience score? Because I've heard that it's
80 or
much
something.
higher.
That's the thing with these DC movies. 89% audience score. So.
Well, how many bots?
Yeah, see, this is why you can't
How
trust
many bots made by Ryan
to,
Cannell?
Thanks to this grifter side of YouTube, you can't fucking trust this shit anymore. Also, go watch a movie if you want to watch a movie. You don't need a fucking website to tell you what to enjoy.
No shit.
People are such slaves to the fucking Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes and that shit, and it's so
Don't
stupid.
get me wrong. Like I do when I hear of a movie coming
I
out.
value people's opinion, sure.
When I hear of a movie coming out and I'm like, that's gonna fail, and I see that the Rotten Tomatoes score is like shit, I'm like, haha, fuck you. I am one of those
You would
rare
not,
people
but
who
in-
revel in others' misfortune.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the difference between how you and I were going to view this movie. I was going to watch it anyway, and then you were only going to watch it because we're doing it for the show. Because I don't really think you would have seen this in theaters. Because you said you haven't seen.
I probably wouldn't
What,
have.
Batman v Superman was the last one, or was it?
I think it was, yeah. I didn't see Justice League in the theater. I think I saw Wonder Woman in the theater, maybe, but I don't know. Definitely not Suicide Squad. Definitely not Shazam.
Shazam, what you would have enjoyed in theaters, but
Well, don't get me wrong. I bought all the, like, when they came out on DVD, which at the time was still streaming, wasn't as huge.
you might go back. I might go back to physical media at this point with all the streaming shit. Oh,
You know what? Like, here's the thing: is every time you want to watch something that you want to watch, the streaming thing is like, well, we have it. Yeah, we probably have it. Yeah, but do I have to pay for it? And
You want to rent it for $4?
and also, guess what? You know what? I might pay for it today, and then next week it's free somewhere.
I was trying to look it up. I want to find I want to find the composer because the composer fucking worked their
I thought it was
ass off.
good. I thought it was
This
good.
movie, the things that worked for this movie are the action and that fucking score, dude. That score was impressive. I was like, because I'm sitting there watching
When
this.
it opens with the Warner Brothers and it's got all that and all it is just fucking opening titles. It's the bullshit that people who own production companies spend like 3 weeks on for like 10 seconds to tell you that they put money into this movie, and I could fucking care less. I could care less about your shitty little fucking production company that you have to make a fucking 30-second animated bird.
I had one of those thoughts when we watched
Like the whole Bad
When
Robot
I watched-
thing. Fuck you, JJ, and your Bad Robot
leave JJ
bullshit.
alone, jeez. What did he ever do to you?
You know, you're right. But
No, that's what I thought when I watched Halloween Ends because Blumhouse, they've made so much money on these horror franchises.
Blumhouse.
They have like a fucking Marvel Studios style
God.
like intro inside this house, and I'm sitting
Stop
there
it.
watching it on Peacock with
Yeah.
my wife, and I'm like,
Stop
okay,
it.
Blumhouse,
Stop
let's
it.
fucking chill out. Like she just laughed at me because I'm like, it's
Right.
like 5 minutes of fucking logos.
So-
but anyway, back to the movie.
Well, no. What I was saying, I got off on a little tangent. My bad. But when they're doing like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Warner Brothers and the Universal and the DC and all that, and that music that was playing, you know,
Yeah.
I got to be honest. Like I was getting excited for the movie, even though it hadn't even started yet.
But that's the thing. I had the thought of like whoever the composer is, and I still can't find the fucking credits.
I wasn't looking at the credits because we were laughing
No, it's
too
fine.
hard.
It's fine. Well, I'll find it in a minute.
We were
But-
laughing
but
our asses off.
oh my god, there's some moments in this movie.
Looks like you and me need to talk, Black Adam. Shut up, Henry.
Yeah, let's talk about that. No, anyway, don't bother looking it up because we're just gonna. Keep
Who said
getting
I'm
stuff.
looking it up?
I'm watching you over there getting on your phone. And I
Maybe
don't
I'm
want
looking
you
up
to try
something
and
for
look
the
it up.
show that I got for the game I got to do here in a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck.
You son of a bitch. Anyway, the composer. Whole time I'm watching this movie, I thought they are going way too hard for a movie about Black Adam. Because it's a fucking good score. It's very epic. Like when he first shows up, and there's a hole in the mountain that he's been imprisoned in, right? And when he's coming out, there's just like the big swelling score, and there's like like voices in the background, you know, like epic. And then it like a guitar riff comes out of nowhere. And it's like an electric guitar, and then it leads into that fucking slow-mo scene.
Because he's electric.
That slow-mo scene of Paint It Black. Personally, could have done without Paint It Black.
There were a lot of weird spaces where they put in like a popular
Like
song.
a hip-hop beat
Right.
in there, and I'm like, that's kind of weird.
I know
But
you're
it
trying to
kinda
do the
works.
juxtaposition thing, but stop.
Mixing
You don't.
the old with the new, yeah.
Or it's
But that
called
scene,
something. Yeah.
Even with the Paint It Black, I think the Paint It Black works fine in the scene, but I would have preferred just because the composer's just been fucking
Oh,
killing it this movie.
but
I just
yeah.
wanted a regular original score. But that slow-mo shot where he's just like shooting shit, and it's just so fucking cool. And it's like there are some really undeniable badass moments in this
yes,
movie.
I
But
agree.
yeah, there's just so much. You got to get through a lot of shit. And granted, to the movie's advantage, like I've been talking about, it's 2 hours and it goes. Like it's because this movie knows its strength is not
There's
its
almost
dialogue
no
and its plot.
There's like maybe three. I think there's maybe with all the criticisms that I have of the movie. I think there's maybe 3 times where I was like, all right, let's get on with this.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was
Like
when
the scene,
it was
like the
that
scene
was
where
when
we
it was
talked about.
yes
where
with
we
Dr. Fate and Hawkman.
we have the movie open with a narration about the origin of Black Adam, or so we see.
Oh, by
so
the
it
way,
seems,
when they
which-
started doing that exposition, I'm like, who the fuck do you think anybody's taking notes during this? Because you are throwing way too much information at me. Well, first it was Kondak, and then there was this king, and then they have to search for this Eternium, which is
Can
only
we talk
available.
about the camera work in the first scene? It's a shot. Like, there's sometimes where this movie is like, oh fuck, we don't know if people are going to be enjoying this, so we got to do something crazy with the camera. You know what I mean? Because like, they show the king, and it's a normal shot, and then the shot keeps going, and then pulls down in front of him and goes upside down, and then you look up at him from an upside down angle for like a couple minutes. It's
Yeah.
weird,
You're like, what
and then
are
it
you-
like drops back down into the castle, and it's like. Clearly, you don't have a lot of confidence in your dialogue and your exposition if you're doing all these camera works at the beginning of your movie to get me invested.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some choices like that where I'm like, what are we doing here? And
yeah. Yeah.
like also the mercenaries have future tech, I guess. We're just gonna Intergang
So
is
let's
just a
talk
thing.
about Intergang, because
I don't know what that
Intergang
is.
in the comics is actually a front for Darkseid on Earth.
Huh. Do you think they'd really try and tie it back to Darkseid?
I don't know, but that would be cool.
It would be cool. See, I like doing this. This works for you, DC.
Yes,
You don't have to be overly connected like the MCU. Be different.
you can throw out like a couple movies a year. One of them's connected, the other one's a standalone. I'll be
I will-
fine with
look,
that.
I know it's still technically following Marvel's lead because Sony made Venom, right? They took a traditional villain, they made him more of an anti-hero. Venom's always been like that anyway. I'll give DC props that they got somebody like Dwayne Johnson attached.
Yes.
And Tom Hardy's a star too, but he's not Dwayne Johnson.
No,
obviously.
he's not.
But to get him attached, make a producer, and then be like, here, make this how you want to do it. Do what you want to do. And it's the same thing with the Suicide Squad. You gave James Gunn the keys. You said, make the movie you want to make. You gave him Peacemaker. Make the show you want to make. So I will give them credit. DC, fucking Todd Phillips made Joker. You got Matt Reeves making the Batman. So clearly DC is open to letting directors and people make their vision.
go you-
so
yeah.
keep doing it
I'll
and
go you
still
one
have
better.
a little connective tissue to
I'll
it.
fucking go you one better, dude. DC has an advantage over Marvel that Marvel will never have.
Whether they own everything?
Marvel has a
All the characters, I
a
mean.
runner. They have a guy behind the scenes who is taking care of everything.
Feige, yeah. He's
Feige
a
is
showrunner
the mastermind.
at this point. Yeah.
Yes, he's the showrunner of all the shows and movies. He runs the
all
MCU.
of Marvel Studios.
Okay. The problem with that is that everything has to work within that. So that's why you have directors who are starting movies and maybe coming off the
Leaving
project
them,
and then
yeah.
years later saying, "Well, I just didn't want to be part of that thing."
Well,
Then you also have directors like Chloe Zhao and Ryan Coogler who do seem like they get, it just kind of depends.
And Taika Waititi got to Love and Thunder. He got to make the movie he
and
wanted
I
to
don't
make.
think they'll give him carte blanche again because
He went too far.
farther away from it,
I think it's a fine movie.
it's not a bad movie,
I
but
think people
no,
hate on it too
was
much.
honestly, it really doesn't change anything to me.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's another movie.
It adds Hercules.
It's
it adds Hercules to the MCU. That's what it does.
No, it's another movie where I'm like, it's whatever. It's not whatever, but I mean, like, I understand how people can have criticisms of it, but I still enjoy it. And what I like about it is it's like Black Adam in a sense that it's connected to the broader MCU, but it's its own thing. It's off doing its own thing.
The advantage that DC does have is because they don't have a guy doing everything.
They're trying to do that, but who fucking
But it's
knows?
failed so many times. The advantage they have is that they don't really have a guy going, well, I know you want to do this in your movie because that's kind of your thing, but that's not going to work with like the DC way of doing things.
But here's another advantage that
you don't have a guy doing that.
Yeah. Well, and to add onto your point, with DC, you like you said, there's benefits and there's advantages and disadvantages to having the MCU being so interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
It rewards people that have stuck with it. It gives you a chance to expand on things and go to different parts of your lore. But DC also understands, because of the MCU putting in all that legwork and doing all this, and also introducing multiverses, now they can look and say, look, audiences understand multiverse concepts now, so we can make whatever the fucking movie we want.
Right.
And it could be tied to the Zack Snyder stuff, or it could be its own thing, but still address this thing and still do and again, I think the DC should start. I get okay. I'm talking in circles because I got so many ideas. I clearly understand why they want to release Flashpoint because that is clearly them saying,
Yeah.
we're blowing it all up. Anything's possible, and I think that's the right move. But I also like the idea that even with that movie, you could still have Shazam and Black Adam exist.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
And I'll give DC this one more thing, and I'll let
Sure.
you go.
Yeah.
I'll give DC more credit. I kind of like what they do with Magic more than I like what Marvel's been doing with Magic, in my opinion.
You know what? That's a fair criticism. And here's the other thing I'll say is that one thing DC does have over Marvel as well is that the interconnectivity in the DCEU is what's the damn word I'm looking? Incidental, almost.
Yeah, because they're not sure what timeline they're in. They don't know what we're doing. So, like, okay, we'll put this in here. I
Like
guess.
throwing Superman at the end of Shazam, even though it was just a dude in a suit.
And then throwing it at the end of Black Adam.
I'm saying, like, a lot of Marvel movies have gotten criticisms, and rightly so, for being simply a stepping stone in the story
to the
get
next
to the
Avengers
next
movie. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And that's a fair criticism. There have been many movies. Isn't Eternals really just about setting up shit?
Yeah,
Eternals is not
it's
that
opening
great.
the door for cosmic
It's
shit.
really not that great.
Well,
I like it, but it's not that great.
But I will say,
Uh.
this movie also does fall into the same problem every superhero movie does, where he's literally bringing hell to Earth.
Yeah.
There's just some major stakes that you just throw in at the end of this movie. And I think Black Adam would have been better if the conflict was Black Adam. And then he finally, like, that realization that he comes to at the end of the movie is still earned.
That's
Like, you can tell
be
they
honest.
they
throwing
fucking,
that,
they fucking tacked him on at the end.
yeah,
'Cause
throwing
they
that
needed to
demon.
fight.
Yeah, throwing that demon at the end was just like. To be really honest, I would have liked this movie a hell of a lot more if it ended with
If it
him.
had the balls to end on that.
If it ended with him getting
leaving
put in
it
that,
open.
put in that thing.
Yeah, that's a
And
much
then
more
at the-
creative ending.
Right, and then the mid-credits scene is Superman, like, is Waller talking to somebody about him, like, da-da-da, and then they turn and reveal that she's been talking to Superman the whole time.
Yeah.
You're welcome, DC. We're open. We're ready to fucking get a contract.
there are
Kevin or DC, whichever one of you gets us first.
And I think this
Great
movie
ideas.
would have benefited what I originally thought it was going to be. And I thought it was going to be set in an earlier time period.
Mm.
So it's pre-Justice League, it's pre all that.
Okay.
And I thought that would have fit better in the DCEU, and I would have liked
How do we
that
know it's not?
because Superman shows up, because
So?
Waller's in it.
So?
It's modern.
I'm aware of that. I'm saying, how do we know that it's very possible that this story takes place before the events of Justice League? Why not?
I mean,
Waller and Superman both existed before the Justice League. I'm just saying, you know what?
it could.
You know what? DC could really blow our fucking minds and honestly take this movie and make it a real stepping stone. Is after the trilogy of whatever with fighting Superman and fighting Shazam and shit. After all that, you reveal that this all happened before the Justice League.
oh, that'd be interesting. We'll see. I'm also pissed off that
I'm done talking.
I'm also pissed off that they delayed Shazam. Because now all I want to do is watch Shazam.
Right? Even though Black Adam's clearly not in it. That's the other thing. If you're going to have another superhero at the end of the fucking movie, why in the fuck? I get that Superman is more relatable and more popular.
But it was The Rock. You know that The Rock had been teasing this idea for a long time.
Sure.
And him and Henry are friends. They have the same representation, same agent. So obviously, which, dude, that guy's about to be fucking rolling in it. If you're the fucking agent for those two,
Right.
are you shitting me?
Dude. You literally piss solid gold.
But that was also smart because then like last week before this movie even came out, after the premiere and it had been leaked that he's in it, they're like, yeah, we're going forward and bringing back Henry Cavill. So I was like,
I like it. He's a good Superman.
Sure, but yeah, it would have been so much better if it was fucking Zachary Levi and you're like, what? We're finally doing it.
Fair.
But I know he's not in the fucking post credits of Shazam.
Let's also take a fair tack and look at it from a huge Hollywood star's point of view.
You're gonna put Henry Cavill in that situation,
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now you could have Superman and Henry Cavill, which will blow the fucking internet's mind because it's been rumored that he's been coming back. Nobody even knows if he's ever coming back. Or you can do what makes more sense for the story and narratively, and have Zachary Levi as Shazam, which people would expect and would make sense and would not blow the fucking internet's mind.
Right.
You know, The Rock and you and I would be like, let's get Cavill in here because I want to blow up the internet.
And
that's how I get people to go see my
movie.
movie.
Precedent of Shazam and Black Adam and Superman all fighting each other. It's been done.
Whatever.
There's a movie about. There's an animated movie about it. There's comic books. No, look. This movie has a lot of redeeming qualities.
A lot more than I would have given it credit for walking into it.
I'll never forget the ending when he takes the box head and he splits his head a long way and has that shot with the lightning. And I looked at you and I'm like, that was pretty dope. And you're like, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I couldn't have asked for a better. Yeah, that I mean, you.
And when he's in action, when he's doing shit, when they're fighting, like, did they do it a little too much of him fighting Hawkman? Sure, but it works.
Right? Yeah,
it works.
right. If you
like that first fight where they're punching each other and flying in the air,
sure.
around
If
the
you
jet,
forget
cool.
if you forget the fact that Black Adam could fucking vaporize Hawkman, yes, those fights are cool. But
It's a fucking comic book, dude.
Fucking Black Adam wastes Hawkman every day and twice on Sunday.
We're really gonna how many fucking times do I have to tell you power levels don't matter because the writers make them up?
True. You're not wrong.
Oh, again, Tyler, who the fuck's gonna fight him? If he can't fight him, who's gonna fight him? If you're not gonna do Shazam, which you're right,
True.
should have just had Shazam in it, would have been totally fine. But you're not gonna get The Rock and not have him have his own movie.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
But I don't hate the idea of doing Shazam and Black Adam, Shazam 2, and then because you know they're gonna have, even if he's not in the post credits of Shazam 2, he's gonna be in that third Shazam movie.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not gonna have these two finally fight each other.
I would actually wager to say that I would put money on Black Adam showing up in the post credits of the new Shazam.
I wouldn't. I don't buy it.
Well, that's all the time we have this week.
Unless you do something like this, Tyler, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. All right.
Well,
Here's my pitch. Okay, we don't know how Shazam 2 is gonna end, so I can't. Whatever. That movie ends. All right. Maybe you have Black Adam show up and you're like, who's that other chair for? We already did that in the first Shazam. Can we do it again in this Shazam? Who knows? You have your little scene where Superman shows up to meet Black Adam, right?
Mhm.
They fight. Black Adam wins because Superman, one of his weaknesses is magic.
uh-huh.
Black Adam wins. And he's
Mhm.
like, I can't beat him. How am I going to stop him? And then smash cut, Billy Batson eating his ice cream cone or something. And then we have the Marvel family. But here's the thing. Black Adam fucking kills the Marvels. He kills the fucking Shazam family. And it's only just down to Billy and the... No, I'm kidding. Don't kill them.
Never
I love those
happened.
kids. Don't kill that family, please. I don't know, but I'm just saying something like that where Superman can't beat him.
I have the reason why this episode is going to be a little shorter this week and why we're really just talking
Yeah,
about
let's
one
wrap it up.
thing is
Piece of
because
shit.
I am an asshole and I fucking
Picked up a shift.
We had, yeah.
You
So I have to be at the radio station
Hey.
right now, which is where we're doing it.
Hey, it's not our full-time job, you know? Life happens. You got to make that money.
Thanks. No.
What?
If I had been thinking even at all, even clearly, I would have at least waited till after I was doing what I was doing to send that email back.
I feel like we've pretty much talked about everything we want to talk about.
No. I think we talked about everything. I just hate that I
Yeah.
have to now go and do a fucking
Going
shift.
forward, though, real quick, to wrap things up,
Yes.
I know I already said it. I think you said it too. We're both pretty excited for Shazam 2.
Yeah.
Even with this movie's flaws, I'm still excited about Shazam.
Me too.
I do hope that even though we had a movie where we're kind of justifying Black Adam a little bit, I do hope he gets back to his sinister side.
Sure.
With Shazam 3, unless they pull in something else. Oh, wait a minute. What if they bring in the Ministry of Evil because they teased it at the end of the first
I don't
movie?
even know what the fuck that is.
It's the little when the worm's talking.
Oh.
When he's talking to Mark Strong's character,
yeah,
who I can't remember his name of,
I
but I
don't know.
love that movie.
Dr. Savannah.
There you go.
Savannah.
Anyway,
Okay.
we're excited. We'll
Yeah.
see Shazam 2 and
Next week we'll have our usual segments.
No, we
Rift
won't.
Report. Huh?
next week's our Halloween episode.
Oh. Well, fuck you then.
And then the week after that is our Starship Trooper retrospective. So,
we got Wakanda Forever coming up too.
and then after that we'll have Wakanda Forever.
Okay. Well, we'll be back
And then
another
after
time.
that,
I'm gonna stop him talking so I can get this saved and sent over to him before.
suck a dick.
Yeah, all right.
that's you sucking it. And
we'll
that's
talk
it.
to you. We'll talk to you next week, you fuckers.
Ow, I came.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.